Good evening. Another 4 contestants ready to do battle in another series of demanding tests in the Krypton Factor. Remember, it's not good enough to be outstanding in just 1 or even 2 of our sections. We're looking for all-round outstanding ability. The goal tonight is another place in the semi-final for the contestant who finishes tonight's contest with the highest Krypton Factor on that scoreboard. As always, we start with intelligence, and over recent weeks we've been looking at different areas of intelligence. Tonight we're interested in the problem-solving capabilities of our contestants. So, contestants, would you now like to step down to your positions? And there you will see 6 solid shapes. We want you to build them up into one large cube, so that each face of that cube, the top, the bottom and the sides, will display a different colour. The one piece of information we'll give you is that all the inside or hidden faces are black. Now, the psychologist who devised this test has set a target time of 2.5 minutes. The person who finishes fastest will be the winner, but the rest must keep going to the buzzer so that we can mark the runners up. If you don't finish in the time, you will be marked on the progress that you have made. So, are you all ready? Then go! Simon Peters there. Don't forget, if he builds it correctly, you'll see just one colour on the side facing you. That's Harry Evans. You can see the green building up on the side facing us. Just repeating that all the black sides are inside. David Torvell. The key to all this is the first block, really. If you get the right one, then you should be going well for the finish. We've got a finisher now. That is Harry Evans, who has finished first. So the battle now is for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. That's Harry Evans, who's completed it in the fastest time. Simon Peters there. A little bit of trouble because you can see he's got different colours facing you, which means it's wrong. That's David Torvell, who seems to have finished 2nd. And that's the buzzer, so stop now what you're doing. Will you all stop now, please? So now let's sort out the positions and award the points there. Harry Evans clearly finished fastest, so it's 10 points for him. David Torvell was next fastest, so he gets 6 points. Jackie Boyd finished right on the buzzer, so 4 points for her. And Simon Peters had a fair bit of trouble with that one, so he gets 2 points. And we feed those points into our master scoreboard, which shows us clearly that Harry Evans, with a maximum of 10 points towards his Krypton Factor, is the leader at the end of the first section. But still a long way to go, and we move on now to the section that's given so much trouble to our contestants in the previous 3 programmes, physical ability, an assault course built specially for us by the Army, tested by the Physical Training Corps and rated by them as very tough indeed. It's designed not to measure strength. What we're concerned with is agility, coordination, balance and stamina. And as you'll have seen in previous weeks, this race has been handicapped for age and sex difference. But remember, we are looking for physical fitness. So whatever your age or sex, if you're fit, the handicap will give you every chance to win. So let's see how our contestants in this program have been handicapped. In lane 1, in the blue, Jackie Boyd, age 29, has a 51-yard advantage. In lane 2, Harry Evans, he's age 45 and has 32 yards. In lane 3, David Torvell, aged 41, has 24 yards over the man in lane 4, who is Simon Peters, aged 29. That's the lineup. Over to the starter.
Competitors, take your marks.
Off they go, and the record set in the second programme of 1 minute 18 seconds by Graham Roberts. Can they beat this one? And going well already is Harry Evans, opening quite a lead as he goes very gymnastically over the top of that on to the crawl section. He's going very well indeed, and that record of 1 minute 18 seconds could be in danger. So across the duckboard he goes and onto the double ditch. This is the fastest part of the course, and he's really taking it very fast indeed into the open ditch. And having a bit of trouble there is Jackie Boyd from Belfast. She's very far behind now. As we go back to the leader, Harry Evans. In second place is Simon Peters. But Harry Evans going well. He's 3 obstacles to go. He must get across that, or he would have to redo that particular obstacle. He does it into the maze. Doubles back in himself straight forward, and then onto this swing over the great pit here, and he looks very strong as he comes up to this. Don't forget, 1 minute 18 is the record. He's over nicely, and he's going to go through, and he's going to break that record as he comes up to the line now. He does it in 1:05. The record was 1:18, so he sets a new record. And coming through now in second place is Simon Peters. Over the rope he goes, a slight slip, but he's home safely in second place. And third place will be David Torvell. He completes that, so he's through third place, David Torvell, which leaves far behind in fourth place Jackie Boyd, the Belfast housewife. So the points there. Harry Evans finishing first gets 10 points, second Simon Peters 6 points, third David Torvell 4 points, and fourth Jackie Boyd 2 points. And it's our congratulations too to Harry Evans for setting the fastest time there. It'll be interesting to see if that time is bettered in the weeks ahead. But let's now feed those points into our master scoreboard to see what the situation now is. David Torvell stays in second place with 10 points, but still the leader with a maximum of 20 points is Harry Evans. Well, still 3 tests to go, of course, and next is the personality section. And this test puts really great demands on our contestants, for they not only have to write a witty 30-second script on a subject we give them, but they have to deliver it into the camera in 1 take only. That means they've got just 1 chance to get it right. Well, the instruction we gave them this time was to write a 30-second television commercial for something completely outrageous. So let's see how they did. The first to go was Simon Peters, who decided to try and sell us a steamroller.
For the motorist who's looking for something completely different, I recommend a steamroller. Apart from the obvious uses for anyone building his own road, a steamroller has many advantages over the ordinary family saloon, for anyone who wants to make an impression. The big plus is that the proud owner of a steamroller will find that nothing gets in his way. Other drivers will hurry to clear the road ahead on every occasion. Remember, a steamroller is heavy on petrol, but at 32 tons, it's even heavier on anyone who gets in your way.
A steamroller commercial there from Simon Peters. Now Jackie Boyd selling the well-known newspaper, the Daily Moon.
The Daily Moon, Britain's biggest daily sale. Next week in the Daily Moon, the secrets even they didn't know they had. Shirley Williams, our girl on page 3, page 4, page 5. Marjorie Droops writes, "Are braless women lowering their standards?" This week's competition is, are Jimmy Carter's teeth true or false? So go out soon and buy your very own Daily Moon.
The Daily Moon there. Now here's Harry Evans, who's persuading us to buy a gorilla.
Good evening. I'm here to tell you about gorillas. In fact, not just to tell you about them, but to sell you one. A gorilla does make a very useful pet, especially at a football match if the crowd's a bit thick, and in the bar later on. And if you're a bit late home, to terrify the wife. You're worried about the cost. A gorilla can be kept quite happily in a garden of only 10 acres, provided the neighbours don't mind barbed wire fences, a 20-foot moat, and the banana skins. But these are details. Don't delay. Buy a gorilla today.
Harry Evans selling a gorilla. Finally, it's David Torvell persuading you to join the Rat Lovers League.
Do you have rats in your house? If so, you have a problem. If you set traps, you may catch the cat. If you put down poison, the children may eat it. But why be negative? Learn to live with your rats and love them. Share a new interest with thousands of fun-loving people throughout the country. The Rat Lovers League has a branch in your area with a full programme including neighbourhood rat walks, races and hints on the care of rats. Enrich your life. Join the Rat Lovers League.
Well, now you've seen all four, and those commercials were recorded a few weeks ago to allow the Scantel Market Research Organisation to take them out and show them to a cross-section of the public throughout Britain. The people were asked to judge them for their wit, originality and presentation. Well, those results have now been computed, so let's see how public opinion decided the personality test. Of those people interviewed, 31% went for Simon Peters, he's first, 10 points for his steamroller. 27% went for Harry Evans, 6 points for his gorilla. 24% chose Jackie Boyd, 4 points for the Daily Moon. And 18% went for David Torvell, 2 points for the Rat Lovers League. So let us feed those points now into our master scoreboard. And there we see that Simon Peters is into second place now with 18 points, but still the leader at this stage, Harry Evans with 26 points. Well, we move on now to the observation section, and once again we've got a clip of film for our contestants. So contestants, in a moment I'll ask you to turn and face your screen. You'll see a clip of film. When it's over, I'll ask you 3 questions about it. You'll get an either-or question, 1 on the visual content, 1 on the dialogue, a maximum of 6 points each, which you now turn and look at the film. Here it comes.
Right, we're using that control cart and our gates will be open soon. Anything else before we pull in? Look, what's aiding you now, you git? We've done it. It's all in order. There's a decoy and a handover, and that's it.
Yes, this all belonged to my family.
Yes, well, it's all quite a place.
Reward for a life dedicated to the triumph of Christianity, Royston. My ancestors' pursuit of the true cross.
Very fair reward.
Given to Mother Church as a seminary for priests by my great-great-grandfather Auburn.
Tax reasons.
Right, here he comes. He's cutting it a bit fine. The big one's due in 5 minutes. Here, Rod, fix that geezer before he gets back for his van, will you?
Very comfortable spread you've got here, Father.
Perhaps you'll hear my confession now, Father. Later, I'll give you the history of the tomb.
Okay, Roger, AC3 and out. It's on approach.
Don't you tell her it's right to go ahead?
No, the instruction is I'll signal if it's delayed. Right, move yourselves.
Security, listen carefully because I won't repeat this message. Philip Dodson, the runaway clerk from the National Records Office, is in Piper Navajo, registration number GAYLJ, parked Southside 2, Terminal 43. He is in transit for Amsterdam and the Soviet Union and is traveling under the passport of Henry King.
Sweet as a nut.
Get through those gates.
clip there from the XYY Man. Now your questions, 2 points for each correct answer, and we start with you, Simon Peters. First, your either-or question. In what part of the airport was the private plane parked? North side 2 or south side 2?
South side 2.
South side 2 is correct, 2 points. Your visual question. At the very beginning of that clip, what gate number did the security van pass before stopping on the tarmac?
4.
Wrong, it was 42. You don't get any points there. Now the dialogue question. Who gave the priest's seminary to Mother Church? Must have an answer.
I don't know.
It was the older man in the crypt's great-great-grandfather. So 2 points in all for you. Jackie Boyd, your questions. When the 2 priests walked through the crypt during that film clip, were they both carrying Bibles or just one of them?
One was carrying a Bible and one...
Were they both carrying or just one?
Just one.
Just one is correct, 2 points. Who was the only person to smoke a cigarette in that clip you saw?
The man with the spotted tie who was talking to the man whose grandfather gave the seminary.
Right, the younger man in the dark coat, that's absolutely right, 2 points. What was the make of the private plane which was revealed in the telephone call?
A Piper Comanche?
No, it was a Piper Navajo. I think we can give you 1 point for that. So we move on to Harry Evans. When the Piper Navajo plane blew up, how many explosions were there? 2 or 3?
2.
You're wrong, there were 3. Sorry, no points there. When the security van burst through the airport gates, what was the speed limit displayed on those gates?
15.
15 miles an hour is correct, 2 points there. Outside what terminal number did the girl on the phone say the Piper Navajo was parked?
3.
43, so you finish there with 2 points. David Torvell, how many vehicles were parked outside the airport when the van crashed through the gates and skidded onto the verge? 1 or 2?
1.
No, it was 2. A car and a coach. When the security van made its getaway, the driver had a cap on. What did the man in the passenger seat have on his head?
Nothing.
I'm afraid he did. He had a balaclava or a stocking mask. The girl making the phone call mentioned 2 ports of call for the escaping man. What was the final destination?
Moscow.
Well, not quite. The Soviet Union is the answer, but 1 point's fair there. Well, none of you got the maximum 6 points there, though Jackie Boyd came very close with 5 points, but you can each earn yourselves a further 4 points now. At this stage in previous programs, we've asked our contestants to identify a soldier, a scientist and a chef. Tonight, it's a priest. We want you to identify the priest in that clip who was asked to hear the confession. Now, we've got 9 versions of that priest for you to choose from. But because you're fairly well acquainted with this part of the program now, we've made it a little bit more difficult for you. They're all wearing hats or berettas. Which of those 9 priests is the one from the film? That's what you have to decide, and you've got a few moments now to study them and think as they parade across in front of you. There were 3 priests in the film. It's the one that was asked at the end to hear the confession. Take your last look now. In a moment I shall ask you to decide which of those priests is the one in the film. You've got indicator boards on your laps. You'll be asked to press the number which corresponds with the priest here, the one you think was in the film. So if you've had your last look, it's decision time now. So when I tell you, press the button. Are you ready? Have you made up your mind? Press the button now. Right, you've all made your choices. Let's see how it works out. Simon Peters has chosen priest number 8. Could I ask priest number 8 to step forward, please? Jackie Boyd has gone for priest number 4. Would he step forward, please? Harry Evans has chosen priest number 8. And David Torvell has also chosen priest number 8. So, which one is the priest from that film? Can I now ask him to make himself known? Yes, it is number 8, actor Michael Sayers. And looking at the points as a whole at the end of that round, we see that Simon Peters and Harry Evans share first place with 6 points. Jackie Boyd and David Torvell share third place with 5 points. And those are the points we now feed into our master scoreboard, so that with just one round to go, we have a situation where Simon Peters has 24 points, but still out in the lead is Harry Evans with 32 points. Well, just 8 points between Simon Peters and Harry Evans, and we've seen in previous weeks that that's nothing into the last round because it's general knowledge. There are lots of points available. It's rapid-fire questioning, 1 point for the correct answer, but the contestants lose a point if they give an incorrect answer. They can interrupt the question, and one should also say that each question is linked in some way to the previous answer. So that we can all keep up to date with the exciting climax, let's feed these totals on the master scoreboard into the individual scoreboards behind them, and we go straight into the exciting last round, general knowledge, starting now. Who wrote She Stoops to Conquer? Simon Peters.
Sheridan.
Wrong, you lose a point. Oliver Goldsmith. What is the official Goldsmiths assay mark for London? The answer, yes, Jackie Boyd.
A lion?
Wrong, a leopard's head, you lose a point. What are Lepidoptera? Jackie Boyd.
Butterflies?
Butterflies and moths, right, 1 point to you. Apart from being a moth, what is or was a tiger moth? David Torvell.
A light aircraft.
Correct, 1 point to you. If an aerodrome is for aeroplanes, what originally was a hippodrome for? David Torvell.
Horse races.
Horse and chariot races is correct, 1 point to you. Which horse won this year's English and Irish derbies? The answer was the minstrel. Who was the minstrel poet who searched out Richard the Lionheart? Interrupted by Jackie Boyd.
Blondin.
Blondel, correct, 1 point to you. Blonde on Blonde was the title of a very successful LP of 1966, interrupted by Jackie Boyd.
Did you say blonde on blonde?
I did.
Is it a group of 2 girls?
Now I must have the right answer when you interrupt, which was Bob Dylan. You lose a point from your score. Which Dylan wrote about Flaragub? Jackie Boyd.
Dylan Thomas.
Correct, 1 point. The Thomas Cup was first played for in 1948. In which sport is it awarded? Badminton is the answer. Badminton takes its name from the ducal mansion in the county of Avon. Which duke's seat is Badminton? The answer is the Duke of Beaufort's. And just coming up to a minute to go now, Simon Peters on 23 points, Harry Evans on 32 points. As we continue, the Dukes of Norfolk have since 1660 held what family? Interrupted by Jackie Boyd.
Lord Marshal of England? Lord
No,
Marshal
the answer
Chancellor?
I wanted was the family name Howard, Fitzalan Howard, so you lose a point from your total. Howard Hughes was the subject of a phony biography in 1971. Who concocted this life story? Simon Peters.
Clifford Irving.
Correct, 1 point to you. Irving Berlin wrote a song for the film Holiday Inn that has since sold more records than any other. Interrupted by Harry Evans.
White Christmas.
White Christmas, correct, 1 point to you. On Christmas Day in the year 800, who was crowned by the Pope? The answer, Charlemagne. Which queen is supposed to have said, "When I am dead and opened, you shall find Calais lying in my..." Interrupted by Jackie Boyd.
Mary Tudor.
Mary Tudor is correct, 1 point to you. 10 seconds to go. What sort of shells did Mary quite contrary have in her garden? Jackie Boyd.
Cockle shells.
1 point to you. Who in the song sold cockles and mussels in Dublin's fair city? Interrupted by Jackie Boyd.
Molly Malone.
Correct. And there's the buzzer, the end of the round and the contest, which means that our winner tonight is Harry Evans from Guildford, Surrey, with a Krypton Factor of 33. Well, a very clear winner in the end. Simon Peters unable to close the gap in the last round there, but Harry Evans, as our outright winner, goes through now to the semi-final. We're back next week, 7 o'clock, with another Krypton Factor. Until then, good night.